Cheers, everybody. Good morning. Coffee. Got it. Beata, got it. Coffee. How's everyone doing? My lighting is weird today. I don't know why. It's like someone's upped the voltage. It's really bright. Either that or I've got a really shiny head. I don't know. Sorry. I'm quite conscious of the fact that can't work out what side, that my head is glowing. I want to get out of the light. Anyway, howdy folks. My printer's printing. It's got, I don't know how long left. I'm printing something that I don't think I need. 18 minutes. It's got 18 minutes to go. I don't think I need this for the project today, but printing it anyway, just in case. We can try it. I had something cool to build today on stream. Gonna assemble a PCB. I've got everything over there, I hope. And I've got a whole bunch of laser cut parts, 3D printed parts, screws and nuts and standoffs, and we're gonna build something. A new version of something.
Madness says this is the voice of world control.
This is the voice of world control. And what does world control have to say, Rat Madness? Got any guidance for us? So, before I get started in that, look at that. I made a few revisions of my
Rat
clamp.
Madness says Forbin project.
I don't know what that means. Well, I don't know what that is. I made a few revisions. I've got a version that had the clamp like we discussed, the 2-end clamp. So that clamps from both ends, and that works. But when you take it off, you lose the top. So I made a version that is on a hinge with an M2.5 bolt at the back. So it clamps down, and then when you lift it, you don't lose it. Unfortunately, pushing and pulling all of these tops on this base, I broke the peg on this end. I damaged the peg at the top, and I didn't reprint another base. So it just means that it's just loose for now. But it does work. And so I think that's the solution I'm going for. And my collets came, and Colossus the Forbidden Project. Okay, obviously a game, and maybe, I don't know it. It doesn't sound familiar to me. I'm dipping my fingers into KiCad 8 has been less frustrating than I remember. KiCad's not. Oh, it's a game. It's a movie. Colossus Forbidden Project. I mean, the Forbidden Project. I can't even talk. I can't even read. Too many things at once. Okay, I'll have to look at what that is. 8 isn't frustrating. 4, that was frustrating. 5 was frustrating. 6 was less frustrating. 7 was good. 8 was great. I don't know. I guess it depends what you're used to. Depends what you're used to. Okay, sure. I am, just hold on one moment. I'm looking for something. What did I call it? I'm looking for a video on my channel. I don't remember what I called it. What? And so, show all. I'll find it. Okay, I got it. Good. Get shareable link. Cool, I've got that in memory now. Don't have much of a memory, but okay. Wait, breathe, coffee. 8.05 has only crashed once since I started last Friday. That's pretty good. I've had Lightwave. Oh my god. KiCad crash on me. Where did Lightwave come from? I've had KiCad crash on me a couple of times. Once on the weekend at a very bad moment in time. But it's still way more stable than Eagle ever was. Okay, I'm going to say hi to people in the chat. If I seem scattered today, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe the extra shot of coffee. Extra shot. Yeah, in my coffee. Wow. Okay. Alan, good morning. Antonio, Number Prime. Christian, hello. Everyone, Christian's got a YouTube, he's an YouTube addict. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Graham, good morning. Tishipu, hello. Mr. Who, Beata, hi. Flowrider 65, hello. Rat Madness, hello. Johnny, hello Johnny. Richard, good morning. Finally present for a live stream. Listening on my drive to work. Bummer for driving to work. Yay for being on the live stream. X-Micron, hi. Dave. Hello, David. Going back. Bruce, hello, Bruce. Top of the morning to Alex Harvey. Hi. I think that is everyone who said hello. Scrolling backwards. Yep. Good. Okay. That's done. It's going to be a quiet stream today, it seems, because the stream listing didn't get anyone's feed for some reason. I don't know why. It's public, but it's PNP. Ooh, what? Oh, the noise in the background is my printer, 3D printer. It's almost done. It's doing some very fast, short moves. So it's. Hey Mitchell.
Alan Madsen says 44 watching right now.
Well, 44's okay. Gone are the days where I used to get 500, but oh well. Hey Dutch Taurus, plonk. Plonk plonk. Did I say hi to X-Micron? Probably. Wow, losing my mind. Okay, so I can't do a super long stream today. I need to start the lineup afterwards and finish the other half of the bling boards that I was making a bunch of blings, finally getting them back in stock. Now that I've got LEDs again, I was out of the 1x1mm RGB LEDs that I use on my bling and my Feather S3 Neo. Also the LED I use on my OMG S3, but I had enough for those. I had like, a few hundred on the reel. But I couldn't get LEDs for a while, but I've got them now, and I got 28,000, and I pick and placed over 16,000 LEDs yesterday, which went pretty smoothly. But that's one side of the board, and now I have to do the other half. Now normally I would do, sorry, this is just on a tangent, normally I do the non-LED side first, and then do the LEDs second. But that causes me more grief than doing it LEDs. Well, I'm trying this time doing LEDs first and doing the other side second. Because I can't rework the LEDs if there's a problem after I've done the first side. And the boards can't be cleaned because there's a MEMS microphone on them, so they can't go in the ultrasonic cleaner. So once I've pick and placed the LED side, if there's a problem, I can't fix it. Or if it's a minor problem, I can use my hot air gun, tiny little bit of flux, and then make sure I clean it off because it's water-based flux. But otherwise, if it's a big problem, then it really can't be fixed, and I'll lose that board. So I'm trying the other way around this time. All the LEDs first, then I have to do the other half. I've got people waiting for blings, so I have to do it today. But yeah, so building bling boards by burning bits of solder. Yeah, with a laser. Pew, 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 pew. I've actually have you seen those? The soldering systems that uses a laser to solder the pads. Pretty cool, I remember seeing those a while ago. Anyway, you don't need to know about my woes. Let me just say that the double-sided, like the full bling board, double-sided board, was the worst design for manufacture thing I've ever made. Really is not a clever board. It's not a bad design, it's a really hard board to manufacture and get 100% reliable. So yeah, let's not design anything like that ever again, okay? Okay. Okay, so what am I making that's old, that's new again? Any guesses? Anyone? Projects? Think of my past projects that I did. The Omega Prime's got no idea. A robot arm? No, it's a much older project. Much older. No, not Whopper. I've had some ideas about doing a new version of Whopper, but anyway. Giant LED sign. No giant LED signs. I mean, I've got enough giant LED maybe signs. No, it's not that. Not a new logo. Laser suits and pick and place 2. No. No, well, the thumbnail of the stream should kind of steer you in a direction.
Alan Madsen says something with plexiglass rods and lights.
Right, something that's got RGBs on it. Hello, Fat Boys Aviation. Please tell me you design very large aeroplanes. Wow. Big RGB touch. No. That's not an old project. That's a current project. Bruce didn't look at any thumbnails. Okay, well, I'll show you. Do you all remember this? Okay, no aeroplanes, just electronics for them. Okay, cool. Very cool. You don't remember this? So there's the video. Hey Dale, how you doing? So I just put a link to the video I made of this, which was, when was it? 2019 I made this. And there was a build video that I did, and it's basically an 8x8 RGB LED matrix at the bottom. There's no custom PCB in here, and a D1 Mini underneath with a custom case, and it's really cool. And a lot of people asked me at the time if they could buy one, and if they were available, and I said, yeah, one day I'll get to it. Well, that one day is now. It took a long time. So what happened was, when I was doing my cleanup in the office here a couple of weeks ago, I found a box that had this in pieces in it. And I went, oh, wow, I remember that. And so I put it back together to see if it worked, and it did. And I thought, you know what, because it does look, I mean, it's an RGB panel, right? But it looks very, very cool. I mean, the camera's making it look awesome too, but it is as glowy as it looks on camera. So, you weren't even born back then. What? The before times. So, I have redesigned this. I made a custom PCB for it, and I have printed a new base, slightly different shape. I have some laser cut acrylic, which I need to pull the things off, and I have lots of stems, lots of crystals, calling it light crystals. They're not really crystals. And when I say lots, I've got lots, and I'm going to assemble the PCB. Hopefully it's going to work. And then we're going to assemble one of these and see if it works and flash it. And it's using my OMG S3 inside, so it's going to be Wi-Fi enabled. So it can be a display, or it can be a something that gives you feedback for whatever, MQTT or other things. And though this is an 8x8, my PCB I made is 9x9. So, having it an odd number means you've got a center axis. Anyway, and I was going to do some crazy things with different height stems, I'm calling it whatever, so you could get like a, you know, maybe it was pointy in the middle, and I might still do that, I don't know. But my plan is to make these as kits, make these available as kits. And also put the source files for the 3D print and the laser cut stuff in GitHub, so for people that want to 3D print their own cases or different design or laser cut their own bits can do that as well. So that's what we're doing today, and hopefully if it works, then yeah, I'll have to start doing a whole bunch of laser cutting and 3D printing and put them on my store. Supply a long light tube. So these aren't light tubes. Light tubes are really expensive. Really, really, really expensive. No, these are, it's funny, these are actually all laser cut like this in strips. So it's a 3mm thick acrylic sheet, and they're cut in strips, and you can see these, they just come apart. They're still kind of together after being cut, but they come apart, and so these are fairly close to a 3x3 stem that are laser cut. I originally did look at round acrylic rods. Very expensive, really expensive. The problem with using acrylic sheets is that you buy a 3mm sheet of acrylic, and what you get is something that's between 2.85 and 3.2 millimeters, right? And they say that there's a plus or minus whatever percent on the sheet thickness. That makes it very difficult to cut square stems, you know, when the thickness of the sheets vary. But anyway, we're gonna put this together and see if it works. So, I've got the stencil ready to go. I've got solder paste out. There's 81 LEDs I need to place by hand. That'll be fun. Stacks of caps, probably not as many as I should have had, and a bunch of other parts. So we should do that now, in a minute, when I have some more coffee, because my hands are way too steady. I definitely need more coffee, so I get more shaky hand. And what I should do is put this somewhere in the background. I don't have any power over there. Oh well, whatever. No, this is gonna have to sit there. Sorry, just, I don't want it to go cold. Yes, it's holographic memory, that's exactly what it is. Okay, I'm gonna stop stalling. I'm gonna take my coffee with me. So, hopefully, we have a microscope. Let's find out. Oh, why is the little menu up? That is so annoying. Is that looks like it's upside down. Ooh, that'd be better. I'll get the lighting right in a minute. And I've got to work out how to get, what? Oh no, it's a dead pixel. Where? Where's there a dead pixel? What? I can't see. Oh, got it off. Okay, that's good. Why is it on an angle? See if we can straighten the camera a bit. Are we in focus? Focus isn't too bad. On the display, right bottom, seems green LED issue. So which display?
Alan Madsen says lower right corner of your logo, it is missing a color.
Lower right corner of my... No. No. It's not. We've discussed this so many times.
Yonder Prime says green.
Yeah, no. So, there's a screw right here that holds the acrylic on. Right there. and it's just slightly obfuscating the LED a little bit from the angle of the camera. That's all it is. There's no dead pixel. But I'm pretty sure the last time we discussed that was brought up was probably when I moved in. So yeah, it's a dead screw. Dead screw, not a dead pixel. No dead pixels. No pixels were harmed in the making of this. Okay, let's get back to here. Oh, my print just finished. Hang on, let me grab my print. Oh, actually, no, I better let it. I'll let it the plate cool down first. Okay, let's just get started. Let's do it. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear me now. Wait, I keep switching screens. One thing I got to say: it's school holidays at the moment, so I took one of my computers, or my computer that's on my inspection area, like microscope area, assembly area, took it home for Ollie to use, and it's the machine I use that I have my bomb up, iBomb, when I'm assembling stuff, so I don't have to move away from the desk and come back here all the time. That computer's not here right now. Didn't think about bringing it back this morning. I probably should have. So I might have to come back and forwards and check KiCad as I'm going, in case I forget. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to need to do that to remember what some of the parts are that I need to place. So, just letting you know, it's going to maybe take a little bit longer to build this. Sorry, once you notice, you can't unnotice it. Would you prefer I turn the logo off? Just put something on the logo that doesn't have everything lit. I don't know, change it to something else. Change it to rain or something. Okay, let's assemble. Let's do it. Okay, so pasty time. This part's really not exciting. You can't really see much. There's some pasty. I meant to mix it. I didn't mix it in my mixing machine. That's okay. We'll be fine. It's just a prototype. Oh, this is going to be messy though. I might actually put it onto... I'm going to put it directly on the spatula rather than putting it on the stencil, because there's not enough room on the stencil. Oh, I'm making a mess. Oh, yum. Okay. Is that enough? Enough paste? I think so. Okay, so let's... Here we go. I think we got it all. Looks good. I hope. Okay, put the paste back in the jar. So I don't stick my elbow in it. And we'll move it away so I don't knock it onto my floor. Get paste all over the carpet. Sure, the landlord would love that. Love it. Okay. Put the paste as far away as possible from me. How does that look? Oh, that looks good. Okay, take the board out. Move that away. The board's a little bit big for my turntable, but we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot, and now I need to refocus. Okay, so I'll do my best. Wrong way. How's that? Not quite. Hang on. Can everyone hear me okay? Okay, that's getting close. Wobble, wobble. Gone too far the other way? No? Okay, that's pretty good, I think. 5 by 5. Hello, Max. How you doing? One day I'll get this stable for you all. So there's a lot of LEDs to place. And I might start with, I don't know where I don't know where I'm going to start. Okay, whatever. I'm actually going to start with a 330 ohm resistor. This might take a little while, folks. There's a lot of parts to do, as I said. Also, really awkward to reach over. It's the only one of these we need, and I'm just going to put some of these parts down that I've only got out that I need for one of them. That is stuck to my tweezers. Okay, this is a 2.2 microfarad cap. And this is a 1 microfarad cap. I think I mentioned before that the camera alignment of the microscope, get off my tweezers, great. Hold on. The tweezers are sticky. Come on. I knocked them. I need to clean my tweezers. Properly clean. There's something going on with those. The camera alignment of my microscope is not directly in line with my eyes when I'm viewing down. So it looks like the center of my view is actually not the center for you. Just letting you know. So sometimes I'm looking at something and it's not quite, like I try to make it in view for you as well, but sometimes it might be slightly out. So the panel is running off its own LDO. Still haven't cleaned these. What is going on? Okay, I need to get some IPA for my tweezers. Won't be a second. And remember, I can't see chat, so if you want to say something to me, I can't hear unless you use the say. Okay. So the actual LEDs are running off that LDO, which means you can turn it on and off. And
Antonio Petito says Simon says touch your nose.
okay, I need to check. One of these 100K and one of these is 1. That's 100K. Okay. Simon says touch your nose. Okay, that's a 1 microfarad cap. And I just realized that is back to front. Lucky I caught that. Okay, 100K resistor.
Yon the Prime says you need another display to see the chat.
I do. I had my other computer here, but as I said, I took it home and gave it to my daughter to use over the holidays, and now I don't have it. I don't want a third screen connected to my Mac over here. I actually did that for a little while, but then I would lose my mouse all the time. So I don't want to do that. Okay, I need a 10K. So there were two 5.1Ks, that's for the USB. That is a 10K. That is a pull-up on IO0. That way we can use IO0 as a user button when code is running. And now we have to put some ESD diodes on, these little suckers.
Hybrid Robotics says you are one of the most awesome makers I know.
One of the most what makers? Awesome. Thanks, Dale. I don't know about awesome. Yeah, don't know about that. So as I was spinning that, I dropped the diode. Don't know where it went. Oh well, I'll find it at some point. They're not very big. Okay. So both buttons, this is IO0 and that is reset. Both of them have ESD protection, as does the USB. So and when my last one. Spin it around. Okay, now we need a backfeed diode. Not that there's any backfeed, but you know, it was like sticking a Schottky diode in line with the power coming in. Drops the voltage a little bit, which means less work for the LDO, and also just in case. Okay, it's a 10 microfarad 0603 cap. Such a huge cap. Okay. So that's all of those, all of the passives and stuff for that area. We should just get on to doing the LEDs, right? Maybe I should do all the little, I'll do the caps first. Let's do the caps first. Sorry about the constantly moving around. Okay, need lots of 0.1 microfarad caps. Stacks and stacks. Here we go. So, one. We're going to count. I'm not going to count. Two. Remember, I can't see chat. Hope you're not all falling asleep. I mean, I could have assembled this already and just shown it all to you. But what's the fun in that, right? And I don't even know if the board works. I mean, I can't see why it wouldn't, but...
Beta Graf Avdalhagen says the LDO is also a good fuse.
It's also a good what? Fuse. It's not a resettable fuse, unfortunately. If it goes boom, it goes boom. Very nice of JLC to stick the thing on the top and not on the bottom.
PR0 engineer says nah, not asleep, waking up in fact.
Waking up. Okay. Oh, look at that. We don't have solder on that spot right there. I didn't check all the way down. Oh.
Jaden says what are we building exactly?
Hybrid Robotics says I am hardcore today. I am watching on my tablet while at the doctor. Winking face, winking face, winking face, beaming face with smile.
Okay, we need to settle on the emojis. Emojis. Too many emojis. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can solve this little bit of... Can everyone see the missing pad? I'm going to try to put a blob on, but could backfire.
Fartman says, slightly smiling face.
Thank you for doing emojis after I just said don't do emojis. We just need to settle on not so many emojis. Come on. Well, that may work. I hope that works. The problem now is I've just put paste all over my tweezers. Bummer. I missed one pad. God, you miss one pad one time. It wrecks it for everything. Okay, let's keep going. I'm about halfway through the caps, I think. Oh, these are all sideways. Oh, guess what? I found the diode. Let's put the diode back. I found the diode I dropped. Okay, you get back in your spot. Thank you. Okay, wait, coffee. Gotta keep reminding me to have coffee.
Alex Harvey says what size parts are those?
These are 0402.
Hybrid Robotics says you are your biggest critic.
Absolutely. If you're not your own biggest critic, then yeah, I don't know. I'm also my biggest proponent. Is that the right word?
Jaden says what are we building, or is it a secret?
It's not a secret, but if you go back in the stream a bit, I went through that in detail. There's a URL earlier back in the stream. This is a
PR0 engineer says what magnification is your scope?
Oh, I just lost her. Okay, one thing at a time.
Hybrid Robotics says oops, sorry.
So this is a new a remake of a project I did in 2019, and I can't show it to you right now because I'm looking through the microscope. But if you scrub back a bit, I don't know what the magnification is on the camera, and on the microscope, like the lenses that I'm looking through. I don't know. I think I can't remember what I put them on. It's a stacked thing, so I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. How's that for a really helpful answer? Not. Okay. I have a whole bunch of LEDs here. Oop, in strip form. Wow, doesn't sound good. Okay, I need to concentrate on getting all these the right orientation, okay? We'll see how successful I'll be shortly. I need 81 of them. I'm not going to count them all out yet. I'm just putting a whole bunch on the tray below me, and then I'll get more out as I need to. So I'm just stacking them like this, and I'll flip them and put them on the right way, hopefully. I guess we'll know afterwards. That is the right way. The orientation of that That is what we want. We're going to start further away. Hopefully I won't knock them. So these are 1515 LEDs. I'm not putting the 1x1s on. It's not necessary. These are quite a lot cheaper than the 1x1s. And at the time when I designed this, I didn't have enough 1x1s anyway. So we're using the 15x15. We need a parts per hour count, folks. How are we doing? Yep, told you everyone was sleeping.
Dutch Taurus says a bit off camera.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. As I said, the center from where I'm seeing is not the center where you're seeing. I apologize. How's that? Yeah, okay. I'll be more mindful.
Alan Madsen says you need to get up to 10 ppm.
10 parts per minute. If I wasn't having to flip and orient the parts, I could do way faster than that. Also, normally I'd be able to see the parts under the microscope as well when I grab them, but I can't right now, because otherwise I'll make you all seasick doing this all the time. Whoa. Sorry. So instead I'm trying to see the orientation of the part without a microscope first, which is taking me longer to orient them than normal.
Jaden says, have you ever used a pixel pump or similar, and do you see value in tools like it?
I see value in that for other people. I used to have a little pump thing that I tried. Personally for me, I'm much faster and better with tweezers. But I think the pixel pump is a great tool. The problem with something like a pixel pump is you can't orient the part properly. And you can't, because of the angle, you can't easily turn the part. I'm trying to get this under the thing. It's very hard to rotate the part. And so if you don't pick the part up in the exact orientation to start with, you're in trouble. And it's very hard to pick it up, put it down, push it, tweak it, and pick it up again. Like I just did then, right? As an example. And the other thing is when you've got a part with a little bit of weight.
Jaden says, I also found the same, wondered if I was weird, but I just ended up sticking to tweezers.
Yeah, it just depends what you're used to. And I definitely see the value in something like a pixel pump. But it also depends where your parts are coming from. So, you know, picking up parts from something like this is impossible. Like, you can't flip them and turn them and rotate them with the pixel pump. You've got to use your tweezers anyway, or you've got to do both hands. But the advantage of being able to... So, when I was using my pump, my vacuum thing, I didn't have a foot pedal. So I was using my finger on the stem of the shaft of the actual pump, the thing I was holding. And so when you move your finger on those, it moves the tip of where you're placing things. So I think the pixel pump with the foot pedals is a much better design. But again, it's just not for me. Like I've done, I couldn't even guess how many components I've placed by hand since I started doing this stuff. I'm just fast by hand. Yeah. Whoop, forgot up here? Everyone see the one I missed here? I'm not counting them as I'm going, so...
Jaden says think you're beating the Yuki in component count.
I should be beating it. It's going to get a bit slower now because all the ones I've got left here are flipped upside down. So I have to flip them first. Was that off camera? Probably. The other reason your view is off camera sometimes is because I don't center my eyes in the microscope. So like I'll look over, so I've got this in my hand, right? And as I move over to place it, I'm barely over the optical lenses of the microscope, right? I'm completely off center right now of looking down. As long as I can see where I'm placing it, I don't have to reposition myself properly. It's much faster for me, but it means that I don't actually understand where the center of the scope is because I'm not looking through the center. I have been trying to place stuff with a camera view, not a optical view, like through my, through my microscope. But the depth perception for me is just terrible. I just can't do it. I keep knocking parts and stuff. I'm just getting more LEDs out. We're almost halfway, I think, on the LEDs. Almost. Yeah, so I'd definitely consider one of those, what is it? The Mantis, there's a new brand as well. One of those 3D optical, not optical, 3D vision-based non-optical lens things. Those inspection things, you know what I'm talking about? There's the Manta and then... Anyway, they're just too expensive. For me, anyway, I can't justify spending that type of money on one, unfortunately. Okay, so that's 4 rows of 9. Still not halfway, because it's 9 rows, remember? Halfway through here will be halfway. How many times have I said halfway in the last 30 seconds? Now we're halfway. Woo! After this, I just have to place the USB connector and the OMG S3. Now, of course, many of you are going to ask, well, no one's asked, but many of you are going to ask, why are you using an OMG on there? Isn't that a waste of an OMG board? Couldn't you just put the silicon down directly? And the answer is yes, I could, but more work assembly wise, and I'd then have to do RF matching on the board and blah blah blah, and I really don't want to. So it's my least favourite thing to do. So I decided I needed a small board, and I have one. What was that? Oh, interesting. That was my squeegee, my solder paste squeegee, which landed on the carpet. Bloody hell. Did everyone hear that? And I now have solder smudge on the carpet. Great, Sion. Well done. And cold coffee. Just taking a coffee. Okay, let's keep going. We're almost there. When I say almost, I mean no, not yet. Flippy flippy. Someone needs to invent RGB LEDs that are, you can place them in any orientation and they still work. How cool would that be? Sorry, off camera.
Alan Madsen says almost halfway.
No, we're over halfway. What are you talking about? Well over halfway. We're almost 2/3 now. We've only got 3 rows to go. Whoop. Lost the LED.
Jaden says that would be epic. I had to hand place a few hundred 0606 RGB LEDs the other day. Big.
Yeah, that'd be really cool if you didn't have to worry about orientation. It'd be so much easier. Okay, I'm just getting some more LEDs out. I don't know how many we need now, but I don't want to get too many. Don't want to end up with LEDs everywhere.
PR0 engineer says it won't be hard to make a reversible footprint, but I don't think there's a market for it.
Oh no, it's probably not. Well, it would be hard to make a reversible footprint because the only way to do it would be lots more pads.
David What says this old man's eye still sharp Av.
Hello, Mr. Watts. I can't believe I've still got a steady hand, especially after 3 shots of coffee in my mostly cold coffee now. Yeah, you'd have to have way more pads, which would make them harder to harder to assemble. In that, they'd have to either be much bigger package, or.
Hybrid Robotics says I have to go. Doctor is here.
Okay, good luck, mate. Say hi to the doctor from us. Was that weird? Was that weird me saying that? I think that was weird me saying that. Say hello from YouTube to the doctor. Okay. Almost. It's the second last row. I can actually see the LEDs below me now when I'm grabbing them, which is speeding things up a bit. But I'm about to run out of LEDs again. Flip it.
PR0 engineer says you'd have to halve each pad and put the other half on the opposite side.
Right, which means the pads will be really, really small, which means you'll get solder paste or stencil aperture issues with manufacturing. You'll get inconsistent paste blobs, so you'll get reflow issues. Like there's a reason why people aren't making even smaller LEDs at the moment. It's not, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not because they can't make LEDs smaller, they can. It's because they can't make them manufacturable. Not manufacturable by them, manufacturable as in usable by people in a manufacturing environment. So my one by one RGB LEDs that I use, the actual data sheet footprint for them, like the guidelines for the footprint, say that it needs exactly the same pad sizes as the 1515, which of course I don't do, but I'm in control of my manufacturing process, right? So I can adjust the stencil accordingly, I can adjust my paste
Disc
application.
says push the lids down.
Sorry? I don't know what that was. But the fact that they recommend a 1515 size footprint for a 1x1 LED goes to show that, like, you can't, like, they're having trouble getting smaller, reliable footprints for a standard manufacturing. Standard, you know what I mean? Like, you know, tier 1, Foxconn, whatever, different story, sure. But, okay, so that's all the LEDs. Let's just quickly check them all, make sure they're all there and the right way. Hope none of them are dead. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so now buttons, USB, and OMG S3. Okay, let's do buttons. These buttons are going to push the paste through, which sucks, but anyway. Okay. These are SMD buttons, but with a through-hole peg at the front. Okay, and USB is also going to push the paste through because of the pegs. Oh well. Okay, oops, didn't see that. Oh, saw it close enough. And now the OMG S3. Okay, so I'm going to do it. Here we go. Oh, not straight. Let's get straight.
Yonda Prime says I love USB-C.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So, too late now that I placed it, but you might have seen that there's a notch. There was a notch in the corner of the PCB. That was just to give clearance for the antenna. Okay, so that's the whole board done. I'm now going to move this out the way. I'm going to get my not big enough hot plate. So this should be fun. Turn that on. There's my hot plate. I will focus it in a moment. I'm going to get my air extraction on. I'm going to turn this on.
David, what says no toaster over handy?
Actually, no, I have it. I'm currently working on my next firmware, my 3.0 firmware, and so I have my...
Disk says no save my life command anymore.
No, because the A thing is no longer connected. I don't use it because it kept breaking. So looks a bit messy on top. I'm gonna have to do this a bit at a time and move it around, which should prove interesting. I'll try to let you see what I'm doing. Might be a bit hard. I can't capture enough of it. But it's more important that I see it than you see it, okay? I hope you don't mind, but yeah. There's not much space to grab the edge of the board either to move it around. So yeah, as I was saying, my toaster oven and Reflow Master Pro is just over there. It's on a like a workhorse bench thing that I can move it around, but it's currently got temporary firmware on there, so I wouldn't want to risk reflowing it right now because I'm currently can't say what I'm currently working on off it. Anyway, let's go back. It's getting hot. Need to check it. Is that not in focus still? Not really. Yeah, bit better. Okay. It's up to 160 degrees. I'm absolutely going to burn my fingers doing this. But you know, whatever. YOLO. Okay. 180 degrees. We'll start reflowing at about 200. Okay, it's 190. The paste is starting to crystallize a little bit. It gets like a crystal, like a matte look to it. Okay, 198, 199, 200. Oh, right, it's not actually pushed down. There we go. Now it's going. So I'm going to have to over reflow it to make sure that it's reflowed, if that makes sense. Maybe not, I don't know.
Rick the Almighty says it's my birthday on Thursday.
Yay, happy birthday. Yeah, really not sure how I'm going to do this. I need to make sure that the edges are all good. And then go back and kind of do the center afterwards, maybe. I don't know. Hope it doesn't fall off. Burn myself now. As I said, you only live once. Ow. Hey, let's touch a hot PCB and move it around a hot plate. What could possibly go wrong? Ugh. Now we need them, the guys that make this hot plate, what are they called, Miniware? They need to make a bigger one. Okay.
PR0 engineer says Maxaware.
So I didn't hear that because I've got the fan going in my ear. Ow. Burn myself. Yay. Okay, and I'm going to just let it sit in the middle. And then just before I take it off, I'm going to just do the OMG S3 end a little bit again. Well, I can see a little solder ball there, so I think it's reflowed. Yeah, I think this is good. We'll find out soon enough. I'm taking it off. And I turned the hot plate off. So now we will just let it sit and cool for a moment. I'm back with cold coffee. Okay, so yeah. Hey John, how you doing? Hello Matt, didn't say hi to you before. Life in Cycling, hello. Anyone else that's joined while I was absent? Jaden, hello.
Super chat!
Matt, what are you doing? Coffee, unacceptable. Thank you. Hey Sid. Big and Bad Joe. Big and Bad Joe. Hello, Joe. I am going to mute for a second and blow my nose. Breathing too many solder fumes, that is. Thanks for the super
Alan
chat.
Madsen says
Matt,
blow the horn.
blow the horn. Honk. Okay.
Disc says you can turn the fan off now.
Yeah, I will. I left it on just in case I need a reflow again. Okay, I think it looks okay. I don't know, we'll find out in a moment. Obviously it's not going to do anything when I plug it in. We'll need to flash it with something. I guess I should bring up Arduino IDE. Blow my nose, flex those broad shoulders, whatever, man. What? Broad shoulders? Are you insane? No. No. Maybe younger Xeon, but not current Xeon. So, what a messy desk. Seriously. I wonder if... Can I get that up? Will that turn on? Sorry, I'm just clearing my desk a bit so I can maybe turn my DSLR on. Maybe. Oh god, get out of the way! Bloody hell. Okay. That is not in focus. We should fix that. There we go. That is in focus now. Very bright. Very bright. Okay. So hopefully it just won't blow up if I plug it in. It's got CircuitPython still on it. No, I'm not going to use CircuitPython. No, I don't know. So you should see the RGB LED cycle on the OMG board. Here we go. Woo! Okay, so the board's getting power. That's nice. And I should be able to put it in download mode by doing IO0 and reset. We're in download mode now, so that stopped running, so that's good. Nothing's hot. Yay. So, let me think. Okay, so matrix power and matrix data 7 and 8. Okay, let me switch to that one. I'm going to use my Bling Solo test code and zoom out a bit so you can see that. So LED pin, I think is pin 8, and there's 81. Data is 8 and power is 7. So pin mode 7 output. Where'd my thing just go? I was just typing. And digital write 7, high. That's going to turn the power on for the matrix. Let's just make it 33 for now, and this is just going to do the rainbow on it. I predict 1 LED missing green. Thanks, Johnny. Thank you. Okay, so this is going to be not a tiny pico. I'll just set it to a Nano S3 for now. So my OMG S3 stuff has been merged for the next, actually that release might be out already, 805. I think 805 is out. I could update, I'm not going to update Arduino Core now. I just want to see if this works. Port is that, and this should give us hopefully cycling rainbow. Let's find out after like an hour of Arduino compiling. We'll find out. See what I mean about the 3? The what? Oh yeah, you still your third super on a live stream. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Sorry. Wow, this takes forever. Is it uploading? Jeez. It is so slow, Arduino IDE. Okay, and because I put in download mode, I have to reset it. And that isn't working. I wonder if it's boot looping. Pin 7. Was 7, wasn't it? Matrix power is 7. Yeah, now all the LEDs are missing. Data is 8. Oh my god, pin 8. 5 and 6. Oh my god. 5 and 6. Oops. Okay, stay on. Not the pin number, the IO number. Good one. Good one. Doofus. Doofus. 4 is the alternate 6. There should be the logarithmic numbers. That's what they should be. We should do it. All IO should be the logarithmic numbers of the pin. Anyway. Go, go, go. Flash, flash, flash. Flash already. That's still not going. LED is 6. Power is 5. Power is 5. LED is 6. Oh. I put the the LDO on. I haven't put the LDO on backwards. Is the LED in the right orientation? I think it is. I mean, if they're not in the right orientation, I'm screwed. I'm not, because yeah. There's no smoke. Okay, DMM time. Let's see if we've got at least power to the matrix. At least I know that the OMG S3 is working, right? Okay. Voltage. Okay, ground. ground, and so let's check that we got 3.3 volts on. I'll go the other screen so you can see bigger. Whoops. Hopefully bigger. Okay, so ground, and we're touching here, and we have no power. But nothing coming from the LDO. And we don't even have, what? No 5 volts? No, we've got 5 volts coming into the LDO, but we have nothing coming out of the LDO. So the LDO is not turned on for the matrix. So let's check the voltage on the output going to the LDO to enable pin. Right, it's low. Okay, so IO oh, you can't see that. Sorry, hang on. So IO5 matrix power is not enabled. Pin mode 5 output, digital write high. But it is not high. It is being pulled to ground through a pull down here, but that's okay. Yeah, there's a pull down on it, but it's 100k. It's what it's standard. That's fine. The only thing I can think of is the fact that I'm using the Nano S3. Okay, I might have to do this. I might have to update the board. Let's go to board manager. Yeah, it's 100k. Well, that's what I took out. I just want to see if... I'll have a look under the microscope in a second just to make sure that everything's connected correctly. But before I do that... SB32... Oh, what? I'm not even on version 3. Oh no, it's Arduino ESP32. Shit. What? Yeah, I'm on version 2. I don't know if I want to move to 3 on this. Okay, let me have a look under the microscope for a moment. I just want to see if there's nothing obviously wrong. I am going to turn off the fan. It's too loud. Okay. Everything looks fine. Yeah, everything looks fine. So, oh! I just plugged it in and it turned on. What? Ah. I know why. Because I thought I was in 3. That's why I was surprised to see I was in 2.0. So, well, you know, whatever. Arduino core. In 2, it's set to tiny USB still. So I do have a bad LED, by the way. Got something funky going on there. Oh, hang on. Maybe I didn't count right. What's 9 by 9? 81. Right? 81. I did 81. I might have a bad one there. So it is, okay. So, because this is by default here set to USB on the go, it doesn't auto reset. Remember, you have to do the manual reset. I forgot, because in 3.0 I changed these to be hardware CDC, so it automatically restarts. So that whole thing was because I didn't hit the reset button. And Arduino and Espressif still have not fixed that. Still have not fixed it. Okay, so we have cycling LEDs, yay. We need to work out what's going on here. So it's either a bad pad on this side, didn't reflow properly, or a bad pad on that one on the way out. So, time to go back to the microscope and have a look. Yeah, get off. I can't believe, all because of a reset button. Okay, I don't know what's going to be in focus for you. I'm going to reflow these 2 LEDs again. I'm going to flux them and reflow them. Or I might even just swap them out. I don't know. See, I just turned the fan off and now I have to turn it back on again. That's not frustrating at all. Okay. Yeah, just need that to warm up. Catch you later, Richard. And anyone else that's had to go, cheers. But it's further down the line, not where the problem is now. That's, you know, the one that I had to manually put paste on. Yeah, that's further down the line. I don't know if I should just replace the LEDs, or maybe just flux will be enough. We'll see.
Dr. Nick says only one capacitor per line instead of one on each LED. Is that okay?
There's actually 2 per line, 1 on each end, but it's not a capacitance issue. It's a... So, the reason you want 1 on every LED generally is to make sure that the power is evenly distributed and there's enough, you know, capacity at every LED to stop power fluctuations. But it's really unnecessary. Depends if it's going through certification or not, right? It depends if you have a noise issue in your power rails or not. As the LED technology is getting better and the LEDs are getting smaller and they're requiring less power to run, then they have less of a problem. But in this particular case, it's not a capacitance issue. It'll be a pad or LED reflow issue. doing myself. Okay, I didn't replace them, I just fluxed them. Yeah, so the reason you want bulk capacitance on every LED is to suppress noise in the power, both from an LED flickering point of view, but also from a radiated issue through power fluctuation. So, you know, capacitors are cheap-ish. They're not as cheap as they were pre-silicon shortage, but they've, you know, they're probably double what they were back then. They're still cheap, right, compared to an LED cost, but it's just more parts to place. When you're placing them unnecessarily, for something like this, it doesn't require it. Temperature, does it use something like? That's an actual product that you buy. MPH, was it 150? I'm using it constant temperature, but you can put it into reflow mode. It does like a little reflow thing. It's not using my controller; it's their own. It's a proper product, commercial product. Okay, let's see if this fixed it. Dun, dun, dun. No. So I'd say that's a dead LED. So either that, or I can't count, or it's 9 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 by 9 should be 81. So how many have I got there? So I'm just trying something, making sure there's not an issue on the code. Just looking at the code. Yeah, 81's correct. What is better? There isn't, in this case, there's not such thing as better. That's You need to be more specific in what you mean by what is better, Nick. Size affects capacitance. Thermals affects capacitance. Placement affects capacitance. Type of capacitors affects capacitance. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to replace that LED. Let's try this again. Good news is the hot plate is already warm. It's already at 160. It's not often I get a dead LED. It's either that or there's a problem with the board, with the traces, but I don't think so. So is that in focus for you? I hope so. So I'll often use a cotton bud, what we call a cotton bud. I think they're called Q-tips in America or something, to hold the PCB. So there's a bit of flex on the PCB. I'm not sure if you can see that, the way it's sitting on the hot plate. But I don't really have enough room to hold this down. It's a bit annoying. Gotta be careful, there's a cap in the way. Okay. Let's try that again. Now that I've burnt my fingers for the third time. So I'm just replying to someone on Discord. All I was, but it didn't actually. Dear, sorry, not tried 3045 yet. Would not be feathers through related. Need to post and issue the GitHub repo. Okay, sorry. David wrote, "Hello, David. How do you find you? LED seems to get 30% failure rate. My failure rate is non-existent. Like that. Honestly, if that was a dead LED, that would be the first dead LED I've had in hundreds of thousands of LEDs. Honestly. But it depends how they're stored. It depends how long you've had them open for before you use them, right? If they've had any moisture, whatever else. I'm very careful with my LEDs. If my LEDs have been open for a while before use, they get baked. Look at that. It's still no good. So I wonder if there's a problem with the PCB. Maybe I missed some routing. I doubt it. Yeah, you're just got to be careful with their use. My failure rate is honestly, so that wasn't an LED because there's something else going on here. Did I mess something up? D out, D in. Is it not powered? So yeah, my failure rate honestly is non-existent. But it also depends on the LED, the type of LED. So the older like 5050 LEDs that people used to use, that have the that dome, plastic clear dome thing on them, they had air inside. They weren't sealed. They weren't there was an air pocket inside that could get moisture and they'd blow when you reflow them. If there was any moisture at all, the way they design LEDs these days are much better. They're completely solid inside. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this. The board looks fine. I have another board here I can beep test. I mean, unless it's that LED. Oops. It could be the other LED that it's not sending the data out correctly. It is possible that it's that one. So I can switch that one as well. I might as well switch that one now while the hot plate is still warm. So I don't have to wait for a complete reheat up. Grab another LED. It's not, you can't see that. There we go. I've never seen the data out pin of an LED die before, so, but it's possible. Anything is possible. Okay, waiting again. So it's up to 180. It'll be quick. Quickish. Got my other LED ready. Upside down.
Andymouse 123 says there's no ground on the lead.
So there's no ground. Yeah, there is. That little wire right there is ground. Okay. Burn again. Ow. There is. Hang on. There is absolutely ground on the LED. Oh, that one there's no ground. Oh, what? Oh, shears. Wow, nice find. What is with this? No DRC errors. Look, no DRC errors. What's an ignored test? Footprint has no courtyard. No. No. Clip solar. No. I don't know. No. Footprint not found in libraries. No. Footprint. No. No DRC error. What the? Look at that. What the?
Rick the Almighty says missing in the schematic.
It's possible. Probably. But. Oh my god, look at that. It is. Missing in the schematic. Well, there you go. Lucky this is just a, what do you call it, board? An R1. What I call an R1. I still don't understand. Well, that would explain why, actually. It's, why are these not even? Okay, let's try this. Well, there you go. Bloody hell. Why are these not? What has happened to the schematic? These ones aren't even aligned anymore. Wow. I don't understand what's happened to the schematic. Must have done something to it. Look at this weird shit going on. Why is it not letting me join? Yeah, there's something really weird going on. Really weird. Okay. Wow. Like something screwed up with the alignment. But I don't know where, like, these were all connected. And it's not letting me place. Look, I can't even grab. What's happening with my grid? Yeah, this is screwed. I don't know what's going on with this. It's not even letting me grab these footprints. Like look. Wow, okay, I'm gonna have to fix that. But I don't understand. Okay, anyway. Well, I'm glad it's not the LEDs. But yeah, I can't even... Look, these all work fine. But on this row here, it's not letting me... So if I use G to move it, to snap it, or if I use M, look, it snaps in two different places. Look at that. Okay, I'll have to fix that. Okay, so we're left with... That's really disappointing. Disappointing, but fixable. I'll fix it before I go get production boards made. Thanks for finding that. Thank you. Okay, let's put this thing together. It's almost the 2-hour mark, and I need to run the line. So let's assemble all this. See if we can get it going. I have to pull this off. Will that come off smooth? That means this side won't.
Rick the Almighty says we have a nice 8x9 matrix.
Yeah. Oh my god, I used the wrong acrylic. I used the see-through acrylic. Well, that's annoying. This is supposed to be matte black. Not transparent. Oh well. I did a rush laser cut on these yesterday. For the stream today. You see they're transparent? Oh well. So let's see if this even fits. Ooh, it does. Look at that. Yay. Now the thing I printed before, which I don't think we need, is... And I don't even know if it printed properly. It doesn't look like it. Wow, that's terrible print. I printed a diffuser that would sit over the LEDs. But that's a bit rough, actually. That's very rough. I don't think we're going to need it. So I'll leave that off for the moment. Okay, so there's this. So, putting this together is interesting. And when I say interesting, let's do it. So, there are 3 screws at the bottom. Not a 4th one. So, oh, these don't even fit properly. Okay, so 3 M2.4. See, this one doesn't even go in. What is going on? Okay, let's give this a bit of a help. Must have made a mistake. These screws aren't even straight. Look at them wobble. Okay. So, screws go there. Then we have... Now before this goes on, one of these, and it's, as I said, it's transparent, which it shouldn't be. We get a... So they're M2.5 by 16. We get an M2.5 by 8. Is that an 8? Yeah. And the 8 goes in this corner here, because we can't have a screw go through the antenna. So do that, and we grab a 12mm, oh, that's a shit one, a 12mm standoff, if I can get that on. Now unfortunately my small screws are hex, and the long screws are Phillips head. Both came in the same order from the same batch that I ordered, and they sent me wrong ones on some of them. Come on. Okay. Zoom out a bit further. Okay, so that then goes on top like that. Then we put the other M12s, M2.5 12 standoffs. No, because I can't get to the pad. It's to the pad, not the via. Like the pad's underneath. So I can't really do much about it, unfortunately. Okay, so there's that. And then, why is that not sitting in there? That should be sitting in there. Okay, I'll have to fix the tolerance on that. And then there's another one. And these. Yeah, there's too many of them to try to bodge it. And I can't get to the pad, Peter, so it's gonna, for today, it's gonna be this, and I will fix it for the actual production boards that I will order.
John Clayton says, have you ever ordered hardware from McMaster & Carr in the USA?
No, I haven't. Because anything I get from there is going to be way more expensive than I want to pay. Both from a shipping point of view and from a cost point of view. And there's plenty of places to buy hardware here. But getting black metal M2 and M2.5 screws and nuts and stuff is very hard to source outside of China. Okay, so that's what the base looks like, except for being transparent, which might actually look okay, I don't know. This bit here is sticking up because the screw, there's a recess for the screw head to go in, and it's not fitting. Oh, there we go. I popped it in. The tolerance is slightly out. So if we plug this in now, we've got that. And now, if we take all of these and we put them in, oh, look at that. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to actually, that's interesting. I'm going to go turn the lights off. Yeah, that's better. That's not even in. So I might have to put a...
PR0 engineer says, to quote the Hackers movie, that's some trippy color.
Trippy. So on my original one... Oh, right, they're dead. Maybe I won't place the ones that are on dead LEDs. So on my original one, I had an extra layer of acrylic, a bit higher up. I'll show you in a moment. Just to help to keep the stems steadier. See, these wobble a little bit. And I might still do that. It's just another piece of acrylic. It just increases costs and manufacturing time. So I wanted to see if I need it or not. The other option I could do is that diffuser that I printed before, or it's not the diffuser, the separator, to ensure there's no bleed between them. I could look at doing that better to hold it in place, but we'll see. So unfortunately, this being a transparent on the bottom is going to completely break the independent stem color illusion. Oops, I just dropped one. Because it's going to light up when it's not supposed to. Which is a bit annoying. I should have checked the acrylic before I cut it. Some of these came out a bit bowed. Very hard to cut perfectly straight with the laser and have the acrylic not bow a little bit because of the heat when the things are so thin. I can't, so this is, as I said, 3mm thick acrylic. If I could source 4mm acrylic, it would be better, because then I could make it 4x4, but you can't, or I've not been able to source any, but I can get 6mm acrylic, but that's making it too thick, too wide.
Alan Madsen says, put a mic on the PCB so it can react to music.
No, because that's, I mean, sure, but that just, again, increased costs of the whole thing, and means I can't clean it because it's a MEMS microphone. So, you know, same problem with the bling. So it means the boards can't be reworked. You know, all those things. So, I mean, it's sure. It's something that could be done. It's always
Alan
a trade-off.
Madsen says, is there user pins on it, like a connector?
No, there isn't. Not really what it was designed for. I have a different revision of this that I was looking at battery support, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and a stemma QT connector on it if someone wanted to connect a sensor or something. But at the end of the day, it was reinventing what my original one was. So we're almost there.
Yonda Prime says you can make a cool RGB coaster with it.
I don't know if I'd want to stick... Whoa. Look at my camera, trying to adjust. I don't know if I'd want to stick a coffee cup on there. I guess you could. It's always a hard balance making a product that does all the things that anyone might want, but when you're putting things in that people don't want, but they have to pay for anyway. If that makes sense? So, you know, adding a MEMS microphone means I need to increase the board size. I need to increase the cost and make manufacturing for me slightly harder. So, you know, that's something you need to weigh up. Same with adding a STEMMA QT connector, there's no place for one. So to add a connector, it's got to be somewhere that's accessible from the side, which means bigger. So unfortunately, these other ones aren't lighting up. So this one, as you can see, had that extra row of acrylic. This new one's a slightly lower profile. We are keeping what's NGS? Yeah, there's always feature creep opportunity. This is obviously running different code. Actually, we might be able to run the same code. Anyway, either way. Okay, I need to turn the lights back on. Camera. Just put pads for us to solder our own mic. No. Really? So it's a MEMS microphone, so it can't be hand soldered. Well, I'm saying if it was a MEMS microphone. Well, it's got to be whatever is put down affects how firmware works, right? Anyway. And there's also like 6 passives, and the microphone is soldered from underneath. Like, you can't see exposed pads. So, you know, and I still have to make the whole board bigger to accommodate it. So, you know, there's that as well. But I got fast LED installed. Let me just see if I got fast LED installed, so I can put the same firmware on. Right, route them as pads, but how do you access them? Like, it would mean that the case won't work anymore, and the way all the stems fit in won't work anymore if you're suddenly soldering. Like, you can't be from the bottom, because then it won't. Like, do you understand? It's you got to think things through. Oh, it's just some pads. Okay, great. So if they're just some pads, then if they're put on the bottom, so I don't have to make the board bigger, a user can't access them. And if they're put on the top, the board has to be made bigger, so people can access them if they want to. And then to ship something to someone and then say, if you add your own, if you solder your own wires on, then it won't fit in the case anymore, then what's the point in doing that, right? Like, you got to think these things through, people, from start to finish. It's never as simple. Good night, Max. It's never as simple as you can just put some pads on. Which one was it? I can never remember. I think it was that one. Right, and 99% of the people that might consider soldering something to this will not be using Kynar wires. Nod optional connectors especially. What? What's the optional connectors especially bit? Let's see if... Oh. Number LEDs. 81, of course, that won't work. And data pin is 6, and I'm going to do this. 3-second delay for recovery. Don't know what that is for. Okay, let's see if we can flash that. I could just see even more with a mic or the positive of being able to connect. Absolutely, I get that. But then, once again, where do you stop? Microphone, connector. Okay, well, I need to add now an extra 20% to the PCB size. And the costs go up. So, and for the people that don't want that functionality, they're paying for stuff that they don't necessarily need. I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool. I didn't say that, but you know what I mean? At what point do you stop? Oh, did I leave serial monitor open? What? Why is it not flashing? Let's put it in download mode. Try it again. Still adding a connector, and then, but what type of mic are you going to do via a connector? Analog mics, shit. Like, sorry, no offense. If I was going to put a microphone on it, it would be a, it's got to be I2S, really. Why would, but SPI, why an SPI? What for? Hi, Trev. Like, what SPI device would you want to connect to it? Okay, that's running the same code now as that other one was. Should be anyway. See, there's no bleed. Like, you see that? Like, there's, or if there is, there's very little bleed. So it's one of those things where people who don't have a use case, I'm not talking about the microphone, there's a clear use case of doing FFT with it, okay. But that's all, right? But other than that, like, it's a case of people going, you should add this, but they don't have a need for it. Like, I'm sure we can collectively come up with lots of things I could add that no one's ever going to use, but it's nice that it's there in case someone wants to use it, but no one ever does, right? Or 1% of the people who get one use it. That's not a good thing to stick on a product. Like, making something be that versatile for no other purpose than making it that versatile is not, in my mind, that's not good product design practice, right? If that's the case, everything just becomes the same. If everything has everything, then everything's just the same as everything. Like, there are plenty of things this can be used for that doesn't require a microphone. And having it go to music, great, but that's all that would be used for. Like, yeah. Well, you can't hack it unless I expose pads, right? It's not like there's headers on there. Philosophical Sion. Yeah, it's less philosophical, and it's just more, I don't know. Anyway, I need to fix, obviously, the schematic is, I don't know what's going on with that schematic. I might remake it. I don't like that they're not sitting straight, or not as straight as the other ones were. I think it needs another piece of acrylic higher up. And it definitely needs to be not transparent. It's not apostrophe matrix. It's apostrophe logo. Yeah, the more organic is also more chaotic. I'm not sure I'm into the chaotic. but some of these are, yeah, I don't know. Where's my coffee cup? I'm taking my coffee cup out of the bin. There you go, it's a coffee coaster. You can't see it, my coffee cup's in the way. Right, I mentioned that before. I thought about doing different heights, like taller in the center, but that becomes much harder for me to manufacture and then sort through all the different heights and stuff. Like right now, I can just, you know, laser cut stacks of these and then just, you know, put 81 in the thing. Someone mentioned something about acrylic before. How much do you pay for acrylic? Found 500 by 500 by 4mm transparent for... Yeah, that's way too much money for acrylic. Dutch Taurus. Yeah. Yeah, I'm paying about $8 Aussie a sheet for a A2. What is that? Whatever that is. Well, that would require, yeah, no, it's not really good for a pager system in a restaurant because these will fall out and it's not battery powered. And yes, I thought about doing battery power on it, but I don't really see what use case that would be, really. Again, it's one of those things, if I had a battery connector, then I need to add the ability to access the battery connector, which means, and store a battery in it, which means it needs to be a much bigger case than it would have to be otherwise to, if someone didn't want to put a battery in it and all that stuff, right? Well, it depends on the thing. That's for 3mm. Like, it depends on what you're getting. So anyway, it's for a first pass, not bad. The stems are also a little bit taller than last time. You can't tell because the base is shorter by 10mm. So these stems are actually 10mm longer than these ones. Yeah. Turn off the thing. Can't believe the schematic. Wow. Wow. Oh, hello, Mr. Lurking. DZ, PCB. That would have been ages ago. I got a message from a lurker on my phone. Right. Yeah. The ground connections. Thanks for picking that up, DZ, PCB, and whoever else did. Yep. And thank you, Mr. Lurker. I'm not going to say your name unless you want to say it. Just think of how pretty it would look when the battery is exploding with the pieces still glowing. Yeah, it could look cool. I'll get this fixed. I'll have a think about... I didn't mind the idea of sticking a stemmer connector on somehow, but I don't know how you'd plug something in. So there's only one edge it can happen, which is this edge here. And this edge is full. So I'd have to make the case bigger, big enough to get a stemmer connector in. Do I have a stemmer connector around? No. And if you look at the size of that, so it would have to be at least out to there. So we're adding at least another 10mm in width of the PCB and the case, which means centering everything again and yeah, I don't know. I'll have a think about it. Well, it's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Oh, right, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can do stuff like that.
Super
90
chat!
euros. Thank you, John. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. Can't believe how expensive acrylic is over there. Wow. That is insane. Wow. Okay. Wait, I got my phone out so I could turn the fan off. Did I not turn the fan off after all that? Oh, that's right. I saw the message. I got distracted. Finally off. Okay. Well, the ground on those LEDs is quite disappointing, and I didn't even notice it. So yeah, I'll I'll have a think about other stuff on the board. I'm not against it, right? I'm just it's one of those things where, yeah, I don't know. I'm always mindful of what my things cost, right? And what people are willing to pay for things. And so it's not everything is about making money, obviously, right? But I need to live and survive. So everything that I make more expensive than I could by adding features for a small group of people, not a large group of people, yeah? Whenever I do that, I sell less.
John Clayton says in 1982 the Sydney people treated all of my US Navy shipments to a very fine port of call visit while I was aboard the US Dixon. Loved my W.
Cool. We've had a lot of that type of stuff happen during the war, and then afterwards. It was yeah, anyway, sorry, distracted. So when I sell less, my costs go up even more, right? So my aim is to sell more of something, not less of something. And that keeps my costs down. So it's a double whammy. This is something I've got to be mindful of, right? And anyway. It's not about being cautious. It's just it's only me. I've only got so much time. So much time and so much bandwidth, right? So, yeah. But we'll see. I'll have a think about it. But now I'm going to wrap up. 15 minutes, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Can't talk. Thank you all for watching. Sorry about the whole dramas with the switching the LEDs out. That didn't quite work. Yeah, maybe we should do a vote. I'm not going to do a poll. We should do a vote in the comments. If you think I should add a microphone, if you think I should add a stemma QT connector, put a comment on that in the live stream, in the chat, and I'll see what everyone thinks. But I'm going to go. Thank you all. Sorry, I need to start the lineup, and I'm not looking forward to running the second half of these blings. Sorry, Tradie Trev. At least you got to see some of it. Okay, bye everyone. Thank you for watching. I'll give you an update on Discord about this, over the next few days. Okay, that's it. Coffee time, second coffee. Bye.